Today, we're in a 2016 C300 W4. And a W4 is 4Matic, I do believe. And we're going to be testing out the 4Matic, and I'm going to show you how to operate the 4Matic when you're in extreme ice conditions. Basically because I'm just going to be going home, and I live in the snow, and this is how it is. And for those of you that have never driven in the 4Matic or really know how to use it, you have to turn off a switch in order to give you full control and allow the tires to spin. And we're going to go into that too. The C300 is just a nice vehicle. I enjoy them. I enjoy the C class, really. I mean, there's other classes. The C class is fine. And one thing I wanted to show you first off. Okay, when I showed you the GLA, you saw that my leg was hitting the button, and that's the only vehicle that's set up like that. Here with the S class, I've got all my buttons right here, and that's that. For the control. The controls are really nice. And okay, the one thing I wanted to show you up here is on this right here, you have your gauge where it says from start. Okay, now in order to change that, you have your buttons over here, and you can, let's see if I can get to where you can see both. See, anyway, you push down and it takes you through the things, but it's not going to get you to what you need to get to change actual settings. Okay, in order to change settings, you hit the house button. Okay, so you hit house, it gives you your settings here, and what we want to do so we can go into four-wheel drive is go all the way down to, let's see, settings here. Then I'm going to select OK. Okay, and for us right here today, we're going to drive assist and then ESP, which is what we need. Okay, and so in order to turn it off, you have to have the system running. Okay, so what I'm going to do is turn it off. I'm just going to hit the OK button once. It turns it off, and you know that you have it turned on, and you have it turned off so your tires will be able to slip when you see that button over there. This is really the most important feature when it comes to driving four-wheel drive. In four-wheel drive when you have a 4Matic. If you don't have that turned off, what happens is you have all four tires going at one time, and when, let's say this is the front tires, when one of them starts spinning, okay, and all of them are spinning, it's going to try and find the tire that's spinning the least amount, and it's going to turn it slow to try and get it to grab. So what it'll actually do, it'll take your RPMs, and you might have your foot on the floor trying to go, but because it still has that turned on, it's not going to allow the tires to spin, so it's going to just slow the engine down on its own. Hopefully we can get that to work today, and I'll show you what that does. And that'll be it's a big feature. And you need to know this when you're driving on ice, when you're driving four-wheel drive, anywhere. So you have to turn the button, the ESP off when you're going anywhere off-road. Because if you don't, what it does, it actually just controls your transmission, and it controls your engine, and as soon as tires start sliding and spinning, it slows it down and tries to find a tire that's not spinning, and it just keeps slowing it down. So what it'll do, it'll actually skip from tire to tire to tire, and as it's skipping from tire to tire to tire, and it's slowing you down until you're actually at a stop. You could have it, like I said, you could have it on, your gas pedal full on, and it's not going to matter because it won't go anywhere because all the tires are spinning. All it's going to do is you'll get a tire trip up here, you get a tire trip back here, you get a tire trip up here, you get a tire trip back here. It'll just keep chirping a little bit. Even though you got your foot on the gas, it's not going to go anywhere. And is that a problem? No, that's how it was designed, because you're not going to be off-road that often. So it's really designed for on-road. But when you are off-road, you need to know what it takes to drive a 4Matic. And it's pretty simple, A lot easier to read these buttons up here than it is like in the ML, SOS, and you can call Mercedes and have them come fix you up. This one here will keep your lights off if you want to get out of the car when you open your doors, which is a good thing. I use this all the time, especially at night. It's like sometimes I want my lights on, but most of the time I like having all my lights off. This will also turn off your interior lights when you're driving. So, I mean, like you have the illuminated door sills and that kind of stuff. They'll always be on, but if you turn this off, it turns off your door sill lights too, so you got complete and total blackness to drive in. A lot nicer than you got your, your dome lights too, and then your reading lights here. If you push that one, that comes up here and it's on the mirror. Okay, so we got good tires. You know, I mean, that'll be good enough to do what we're going to do today when we're going home. And I just want to give a quick once over so you can see what we're doing. Yeah, there's the car. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, you know. This C300 4Matic. And then of course, put a little thing up here, Mercedes-Benz of Rockland. And they're the ones that gave me the car today. I've already set it to where all I gotta do is I can turn it off or on just by hitting the OK button to turn it off. That way I can leave it on and I can just immediately turn it off by hitting the OK button, or turn it back on if I don't need it. So I've got it set there, you can see it on the screen. Okay, you saw that? You saw the thing click on me. And let's back up here and do that again. What it did was, if you listen to the motor and you watch the RPM gauge, even though I'm accelerating with my feet, is taking me down in speed. And so that's not a good thing. Okay, so we're going to show you the difference. So this just happens to be working good here. What I want you to do is just watch the RPM gauge on the right, okay? And watch what it does. I'm going to keep my foot steady. And it dropped it down, and that's okay. We're having a little power slide fun here. Hit my brakes. Does its own thing. Okay, now let's try this. We're kind of more level. Okay, even though I'm giving it more gas, it's holding it at that level, at the 1500 or whatever it was RPM that you could see, you know, and it's not allowing me to take it up any faster because it's sliding. Okay, we're gonna hit the button now. Okay, so now we don't have that locked in. Let's go down here and try it again. Let's see if it does anything other than just accelerate with the RPM now. You're gonna watch the RPM gauge go up as I'm just giving it more gas. See, even though I'm sliding. So I've got all 4 tires spinning now, and it did what I wanted it to do. That's the same amount of gas that it was getting before when I had that turned off, but it wasn't giving me the RPM that I needed. And that's what's going on with the ESP system. And let's do that one more time so you can see what I'm talking about. Because, I mean, yeah, I'm seriously sitting on ice, and this is just how it goes. So what I want is to have this turned off, like I do, I have it turned off, so I can go ahead and use the RPMs to my advantage. Instead of, if it was a little bit steeper hill, I could be stuck, or it would even stop me and I'd be sliding down the hill, but because I have more gas to give it, it's sliding all the tires. Yeah, baby. That's what I like. You know, I like having full control of all the tires instead of the car trying to take control for me. Yeah, I've got a sheet of ice here, man. So I got the tire cranked. So we're sliding pretty good, huh? But it's nice having full control, like I'm saying. Let's try that again with it turned on, to where it's going to actually control me and what I'm doing. Let's see what it does. Oh, straight into the ice wall there for a second, and I had to let off on the gas. See, that's the thing. It takes away from your control, because the car is trying to tell you who's the smartest, and it's thinking it is, but matter of fact is, all it's doing is power sliding me, because I've lost complete control of all my tires. It's only allowing the ones that aren't spinning to go, so it's slowing me down. I have no control whatsoever, and you can see the difference big time compared when it's off and when it's on, where I just had it just now. Let's go ahead and leave it off. Okay. Now I got full control of my gas pedal. I got full control of what's going on in my car. I can give it some gas, I can spin it. You know, even though it's all-wheel drive or, you know, the 4Matic, this way it's allowing me to spin all the tires, which is it's just such a huge advantage. We'll go down here to the bottom of the hill one more time, and we'll come back up. Okay, we're gonna stop up here. Got all 4 tires on ice, and here we go. See the way the engine revved up and I still had control of the whole car? You know, it's much better for me this way. Much better. Go pull over here to the icy spot. This is where I stopped before with it turned on. See, the RPM actually went up. It's such a better way to drive in the ice. And that's all, folks. Let's try my last hill up here, getting back up to the house. And even with the ice on this hill, we were able to idle right up here. Hey, and that's all she wrote, you know? That was a good test, and it shows you exactly what's going on with the ESP system, whether you have it turned on and you don't have control on the ice, or, you know, actually if you're an inexperienced driver on the ice and you're not dealing with stuff like this, leaving the ESP on gives you control and the car at the same time. So if you're not that good a driver, the car is going to take control and do its thing. So I'm not knocking it, okay? 4Matic option over the 4-wheel drive option, well, there's really no comparison because the 4-wheel drive option has limited slip, differential posi front and rear. Not true posi, it's limited slip, but it's in both the front and the rear. Plus it has the hydraulics so you can lift the car up a little bit higher. So I don't want to, you know, take away from the 4-wheel drive option that, you know, for a few $1,000 or whatever it is these days, is definitely worth the 4-wheel drive option if you're going to be driving in the snow. We're up here where I'm at today. You know, this is a rental car. I have 4-wheel drive vehicles all over the place up here, but I love my Mercedes and I just love driving them, so here we are, man. Okay, just wanted to touch on the fact that here I was up on my own property behind a locked gate, and I was testing the car out here. I wasn't trying to do anything malicious to the car as far as, you know, doing a couple donuts, doing a couple slides on the ice. I'm an experienced driver when it comes to it, and I really wanted to do my best to show you what's going on in icy situations and the difference with ESP on and off. So that's it. I have no want to destroy this car at all. I love these cars, and I just want to make that totally clear and put that in here for you guys, you know, in case you're about like, oh, he's out in public, he could have killed somebody. You know, that's my disclaimer, because I am totally right here alone, locked in. And this is my house, right here. That's my SL 550. Not going anywhere for a while. And trying to hold it steady. There's the plow, and this is why I'm not driving the C-Class down here today. You know, it's just, would it make it out of here? Yeah. But because I've got so much down here, I don't want to damage the bottom of it, because not as much ground clearance as my beast, you know.